Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you about something that I discovered recently, which really shocked me. Like, I was completely blown away. I didn't know whether to laugh or whether to cry. I just want to get this off my chest and talk to you about it. So guys, let me explain what I'm ranting on about. If you watch my videos, you will know that I am a New Zealander living in Germany. I have two little children, Amelia, who is 7, and Matteo, who is 3, coming up 4. I don't think I've ever really talked about my children's names before on my channel, but I absolutely adore my children's names, Amelia and Matteo. I know that every parent adores their children's names, that's why they call them that, but I just love my kids' names. I've always been naturally drawn to Italian sounding names, and I don't know why, because I never had any sort of Italian connection until after my children were born, and I actually found out that I am over 30% Italian according to my DNA results. So maybe there was a connection there. I have no idea. I just love the sound of Italian names. I just love the way Amelia sounds, and I love the spelling with the E, because my grandmother's name was Emily, my middle name is Emily, and I thought it was just a nice sort of modern version, Amelia. Also in New Zealand, it's spelt with the A, Amelia, and so it's really unusual to be spelt with the E. We also thought it was a really international sounding name. It would work in New Zealand, in Germany, you know, wherever we go in the world. And when we named her at the very beginning of 2013, the name was starting to rise in popularity. I think it had just reached the top 10, and I was like, oh man, it's probably a bit too popular, but I just love the name so much, so we went with Amelia, even though it was sort of rising slowly in popularity. And with the name Matteo, it took us a lot longer to come up with the name, but oh my goodness, I just adore it. I've always loved the name Matthias, the German version, and Matthew, the English version, but I thought, you know, Matthew's so popular in English and Matthias is super popular in Germany, and so we wanted to go with something a little bit different, and I just thought Matteo, it just is such a handsome name. I love the little Italian flair, it matches with Amelia, and I just thought it was the perfect name for my little boy. It was a little bit unique, you didn't hear it very often. So anyway, once in a while I just randomly like to check up on the most popular baby names around the world, and so the other day, just for fun, I thought I would type in the most popular baby names in Germany for 2020, and the list popped up, and I could not believe what I was seeing. I was absolutely shocked. I had to look at it like 10 times to actually register what I was seeing. So the #1 girl's name in Germany so far for 2020 is Emilia. My little girl's name, #1 in Germany. I just couldn't believe it. I was so disappointed. I was like, no, how could this be? How could it rise so quickly in popularity? And I was just disappointed. Like, I didn't want my little girl's name to be #1 and like every second little girl to be called Amelia. So that was really disappointing for me. And then I was even more shocked when I read the most popular boy's name in Germany so far for 2020. That name is Matteo. My little boy's name, Matteo, is #1 in Germany for 2020. How could this possibly be? When we named him in 2016, I don't even think Matteo was in the top 50. How could it go from way down in the list to the top of the list in such a short time? It blew me away, and I was so disappointed, so disappointed. I thought the name was just so unique, and I really did not think that there would be a lot of little German boys called Matteo. I really didn't think that. Guys, how could this happen? How could a baby name rise in popularity so quickly? It's not even a German name, it's an Italian name, Matteo, and it's #1 in Germany. Like, on one hand, yeah, it's a beautiful name, obviously a lot of people like it, but on the other hand, I don't want every second little boy in Germany to be called Matteo, like my little boy's name. But when I think about it, I have to say recently, when I've been out with my kids at the playground or at the river or just wherever, I have been hearing the name Matteo a lot, and it always surprises me because I never used to hear it at all. But it's just like recently in the last year, I've heard parents sort of talking to their younger children and saying Matteo, and it's always like, oh, Matteo, oh, another Matteo. What are the chances of both my children's names being #1 in 2020? I just couldn't believe it. When I found out, I sent the list to my mum, my sister, a couple of my friends, and everyone was like, what? Are you serious? This can't be, that's crazy. And I thought exactly the same same thing, and so it was a little bit of disappointment for me actually. So oh well, it is what it is. They're beautiful names and people obviously like the names. So anyway guys, I just needed to get that off my chest. I do feel a little bit better having a bit of a rant about it. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I love my children's names, my husband loves the names, and that's all that should matter to us. Has this ever happened to any of you before, or is it just me? Have you ever named your child something that you thought was quite unique, and then in a few years it climbed like right up the list and it was in like the top 5 or something? Because you will know how frustrating that is. Anyway guys, thank you so much for listening to this rant. At the end of the day, as I mentioned, it doesn't matter. Just wanted to talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to consider subscribing to my channel. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!